Hello friends, welcome back to biology online classes. Today we are going to see structure of spermatozoa and ovum, which are the male and female gametes respectively. Myself Pranali Gaikwad, lecturer biology department, Arihant Arts Commerce and Science Junior College, Bowdhan, Pune. Let's see. First, structure of spermatozoa, that is sperm. Spermatozoa is male gamete. It is highly motile, microscopic, elongated cell specialized for swimming and reaching the ovum for fertilization. As you all know, fertilization is the fusion of gamete, that is male gamete and female gamete. Hence, for fertilization process, spermatozoa shows specialized swimming abilities. It is divided into head, neck, middle piece and tail. We're going to see in detail all these parts. First we will start with head. Sperm head is oval in shape and contains haploid nucleus. As gametes are haploid in nature, as they has half of the nucleus chromosome number, hence are called as haploid. Above the nucleus there is a cap-like structure called as acrosome. Acrosome is nothing but it is a formation from Golgi body itself. Let's see from the diagram. See, during spermiogenesis, spermatid Golgi apparatus moves towards the upper region to form acrosome. See, it proceeds towards the upper region, Golgi apparatus and acrosomal vesicles. Next, what happens? All the mitochondria travels toward the middle portion to form a Nebenkern. We're going to see in detail in next slides. Here concentrate on the acrosome formation, which is nothing but Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies formations. Now, acrosome contains hydrolytic enzymes, hyaluronidase, proteolytic enzyme, zona, lysine. Now, zona and corona are the coverings of ovum. We are going to see in detail in ovum structure. For that, proteolytic enzymes are there which lyses the zona layer and which causes the lysis of zona layer, and corona penetrating enzyme penetrates the corona. All these enzymes are helpful for spermatozoa to penetrate through egg membrane and enter the egg cytoplasm. Next part is neck, which is a short region and has two centrioles, proximal centriole and distal centriole. Proximal centriole, let's see, what is the centriole? See, this is the centriole. It has two parts, proximal centriole and from this it is very much clear, proximal centriole and distal centriole. Proximal centriole introduces into egg at the time of fertilization along with nucleus, as it is necessary for cleavage in zygote, while distal centriole, the posterior to the proximal centriole, provides attachment to the tail region or flagellum. Next is the middle piece. It has an axial filament surrounded by 10 to 14 spiral turns of mitochondria, which is called as Nebenkern. Let's see, this is the all the mitochondria gathers to form this middle piece, which is again also called as Nebenkern. That what is the function of this mitochondria? It produces energy which is necessary for the movement of sperm. Then move towards the tail region. It is long, slender and tapering part containing cytoplasm and fine threads of axial filament. The axial filament arises from distal centriole and travels throughout the length of tail. Let's see. This axial filament travels throughout the length of the tail. along with cytoplasm. It is partly surrounded by plasma membrane, which is called as main piece. From tail region, main piece is that piece which is surrounded by plasma membrane, while the part which is without plasma membrane is called as end piece. See, end piece doesn't have plasma membrane, and this one is with plasma membrane. Now move towards the structure of ovum or unfertilized egg. Human unfertilized egg, when ovulated from ovary, is actually secondary oocyte. It is non-cleodoic, means it is without shell, and it is microlecythal. Microlecythal means it has less amount of yolk. It is rounded, non-motile and haploid female gamete. It is non-motile and haploid in nature, as all the gametes are haploid. After fusion, they form the zygote, which is diploid in nature. The nucleus of egg is large and called as germinal vesicle. In next diagram we will see that the cytoplasm of egg is called as ooplasm, and it is devoid of centrioles. There is no centriole, it is devoid of centriole, and this cytoplasm is called as, see this cytoplasm, small dot like structure are nothing but ooplasm. Now this is a diagrammatic representation of ovum. Egg is surrounded by various covering. See, these are the coverings. The egg membrane is called as vitelline membrane. Vitelline membrane, this pink colored is the vitelline membrane. Then vitelline membrane secretes non-cellular glycoproteinous membrane. Glycoproteinous means glyco means glucose, carbohydrates and proteins. Membrane which is zona pellucida. See, this blue colored structure covering is called as zona pellucida. On its outside the vitelline membrane, there is zona pellucida. Adhering to the outer surface of zona pellucida are several elongated cells. You can see this. These are the long elongated cells outside to the zona pellucida. These cells are present which are from corona radiata. These cells are derived from the innermost layer of granulosa cells. These corona radiata cells are nothing but innermost layer derived from granulosa cells. Now, the corona radiata cells are held together to zona pellucida as well as to the zona pellucida as well as to each other. See, there is adherence to each other. These cells are adhered to each other and again to the zona pellucida by a membrane or by a structure to each other by a hyaluronic acid, which is mucopolysaccharide. Due to that, there is adherence to the each other. Perivitelline space is the space between vitelline membrane and zona pellucida. This is the vitelline membrane, inner membrane, and this is zona pellucida. Zona pellucida, vitelline membrane, zona pellucida and this vitelline membrane. In between these, there is a space which is called as perivitelline space, and it is filled with a fluid. The first polar body lies in this space. You can see the polar body lies in this space. The egg shows polarity. On the side having germinal vesicles and polar bodies. Polar bodies, the side which has polar body is called as animal pole, and the opposite side is called as vegetal pole. Opposite side pole is called as vegetal pole, while the pole with polar body is called as animal pole. Thank you everyone. We'll come with another such interesting topic. Till then, bye.